Good morning. It has been longer than a hot minute. I'm trying to stay out of the glare. I don't think I have been on camera since probably the end of January. Just been like busy. As you can see, I painted my kitchen cabinets. See if I can get my little phone thing to follow me. I've just been busy. I've had the last 5 days off. Now my dogs, of course, are going to bark. Shug. It's so cold here in St. Louis, Missouri. I can't keep them outside. They go out, they do what they need to do, and then they come right back in and get in their crates. A little muddy. But anyway, been extremely busy. Rearranging things in the house, painting, trying to be organized, trying to figure out what I am doing with my art stuff in the basement. I swear I have enough stuff where I could open up my own shop. But I'm Kitryn Marie. I reside in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm an artist, writer, speaker, life and business coach, teach a variety of art classes, which kind of are on hold. Girls, please, we're rolling camera here. Can't force people to take an enrichment class if they feel their life doesn't need an enrichment class. Broke out my huge riverfront canvas that I started, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago. I mean, it is huge. We were talking, it is 4 feet by 5.5 feet big. It's perfect for a man's cave or behind a bar. But I want to get that finished by the end of April and get it up for sale. It will be $500. I was looking at that piece of furniture that I painted also a couple years ago. It's a vibe of its own, $900. I'll show all those pictures. Been trying to learn a little bit more about YouTube and the algorithms. Been trying to piece together more life coaching information in regards to when we are creating the vision board. It's about wanting to know where you'd like to go in your life, because I think we all get to that point where we have no idea what the hell is going on. How did we get here? Where are we going next? And what do we need to do to get that ball in motion? So while I have been on this hiatus trying to figure out my next real moves, because these side hustles are important. Even my business coaching, I've had a couple people reach out like online, to ask some questions, but I am an in-person type instructor. I like having my people in front of me, so then that way they can jot down all their information, they can ask questions as they go along. But it's important to have these side hustles. We are all still struggling with the economy. And until we kind of can see where we will be by the end of spring, because I like to think that by the end of spring we will see a little bit more with our finances and where we're going and what we need to do and what's going to be available to us. Would like to think with all the money that is being found that we will receive a very large stimulus check. At least that's what I'm praying. Mama still needs a new car, and the terms and conditions are absolutely ridiculous. Been cooking an awful lot, too. Feed your family. Do the things that you love to do. I have to soak a little bit more. Do the things that you love to do, because it gives you that mind, hand, eye coordination that allows you to be productive physically. You're not so much in your head when you're trying to create content, or you're trying to figure out where you want to go next in life. So I've been cooking a little bit more. Last night made some buffalo chicken thighs with some macaroni and cheese, because you can't go wrong with that. Today, later on, because I think it's about 16 degrees here in St. Louis, Missouri, I'm gonna do a cake, white cake, buttercream frosting, and some cherries. Plan to do maybe a 6-layer cake. Been thinking about getting one of those saw blades that you cut through the cake. It makes it a lot easier. Want to try to do a little bit more decorating when it comes to my baking. I'm not a baker. My daughter's the baker. She makes some fabulous cakes, decorates them wonderful. But it's something I'd like to learn to do. I've been thinking about taking a film study class. You're never too old and it's never too late to put yourself out there to try to learn something new. You know, in my business coaching class, when we talk about being camera ready, when we talk about, you know, just being comfortable in front of a camera. You know, I studied journalism and communications. I was thinking this morning, I've been to college twice. I have no big degree. First time was probably, my dad passed away in '92, and I was going to school at that time studying communications, theater, and journalism. And we were able to do a little bit of, you know, presentation, being able to speak. And I've always been very comfortable speaking. Being in food and beverage, like being in the mafia, you know, you have to learn to read your room. You have to learn your audience. You have to understand what they are wanting from you so they can engage. And when you are behind the bar, that is the number one thing when you are trying to earn your money. You have to have a personality. And you have to be able to engage in conversation that's going to keep them there, put. The alcohol part of it, devil's advocate. You know, you have to learn when to cut them off. You have to know, you know, what they like, how much they want to spend, and then kind of with a lot of respect, realize your tip is involved with that. So there are some things you just have to digest whether you like it or not. But speaking, know the lingo, know the terms. And that's like in any business, in any industry. You know, but I did talk about that in my business coaching class. But what about you? What have you been doing? How are you managing this winter? Do you have any big plans for spring? Going to make myself another pot of coffee. Was out rummaging through the yard a couple of weeks ago when it got up to be about 75 degrees. Didn't disturb any of the ground because I'm all about, you know, the environment, and I don't want to disturb the bugs and the worms and things that the butterflies come spring will want to, you know, create habitat for. But I want to put in a garden this year. I want to work in my yard, hoping my tulips come up this year. You know, your home, your yard, how you live is a reflection of who you are. Now, how you keep your vehicle, so they say, is how your mind looks on the inside. I'm borrowing my son-in-law's truck right now till I can get another vehicle. And as usual, everything gets thrown in the back seat. In my car that no longer is working, it looked like my horse lived in the back seat. I'm not one of those very particular ones on my vehicle. Let it get me to point A to point B. But when it comes to my home and my yard and my garden and my family and the way that I cook, those are the reflections that I need to represent when people come to my home, or when, you know, I have a class and somebody is coming here to the house, because I offer private classes. But what about you? What do you want to work on? What is it that you think you need in your life that's going to help you get you to the next plateau? It's not really about getting to that next destination necessarily, but you must have a dream and you must have a goal, and you must have to have ways to be inspired on how you want to get there and how you can apply yourself to get you to that next level. You know, no secret. I want to move out of this house, want to go to the country, want to put my horse in the backyard, want to gather a few more horses. I'm still working on my line of merchandise to be able to sell at a farm stand per se, teach my classes. Those are my goals. But in the meantime, me going to my outside gig or me offering any of my art enrichment classes helps me to get to that next stage in life. Again, you're never too old and it's never too late. So I would love to hear from you. I would love to know what you're working on. I would love to know what you were hoping to gain or monetize come spring. Like I said, hopefully by the time our government gets a little bit more into where all this unnecessary spending has gone, there should be more money in our pockets and more money in our bank accounts. Again, I talk a lot about that in my business coaching class for creative-minded women who want to start side hustles. We need the side hustle. We need to be able to go live. We need to be able to be comfortable in our own skin. We need to be able to talk to people just like they're right in front of us. But I'm Kitryn Marie. I do reside in St. Louis, Missouri, an artist, a writer, a speaker, a life, and a business coach. You know, for today, for tomorrow, be happy, be blessed, be thankful for everything. Fate turns on a dime. It is up to you to decide what side of that coin you want to be on. Your choice. You can either stay stuck, be stagnant, be a miserable cow, or you can learn to take your gifts, your talents, and become something bigger and better than you were yesterday. Reach out, Kitryn_Marie at yahoo.com. Just be happy, be blessed, and stay warm. And I'll see you real soon.